I'm attempting a new challenge going from absolutely zero all the way up to being able to buy the Midnight expansion for gold. To buy the expansion, we need a total of 4 WoW tokens that we can convert to Blizzard balance. We have 3 very simple rules for this challenge. The first one is I can only sell items that I have crafted myself. The second one is I cannot use the auction house to buy any items, which means I need to farm all of the materials myself that I need for crafting. The third and last rule is I can use a maximum of 3 characters for this challenge. So far we have only made 2 ones, 1 crafting character and 1 farming character. Our crafting character have engineering and alchemy, and our farmer is a dual gatherer. So far in the challenge we have made 53,000 gold, so we are very far away still, but I hope in this episode that we are going to be able to print some gold and hopefully make our first WoW token. That is my goal for this episode. I'm not sure if it's reachable or not, but we will see in the end if I made it or not. So the challenge is of course played on a brand new account that doesn't own the War Within, so we are only able to use basically classic vanilla crafting all the way up to dragonflight crafting if we were to want to use that one as well. So far we got our engineering in classic up to 305. We have been making some gold with this craft here. I started a little bit with cataclysm engineering now, and this is something that we are going to continue with in this episode and see if we can make any gold with this. And of course we have Pandaria engineering at 30 skill, and I have been selling some ghost iron bolts and high explosive gunpowder so far. We might continue experimenting with this one as well in this episode. With alchemy we are looking at 75 out of 75 in Pandaria. I have been doing some transmutations of course. Cataclysm looking at 300 out of 300, and classic looking at maxed out, and cataclysm is not started yet, but this is something that we're going to start with because I have a plan, and that is that we're gonna try to do the potion of treasure finding. This is something I think that we can sell on the auction house for quite a good amount of gold, especially if we can become a potion master, which I do think we will change to in this episode. I won't promise it, but I do think that we're gonna try to do it. But the potion of treasure finding requires quite a lot of materials, as you can see, and since we have to farm them ourselves, I think it's really good if we go out and gather a lot of these materials first before we even consider going this spec. But it requires 75 out of 75 in cataclysm alchemy as well, so we have some leveling to do. But I did a little bit of a 30-minute gathering or something and got myself quite some herbs so we can level it quite easily. So I think it's best if we just try to level it with the amount of herbs that we have now, and we can see what we need to get up further in skill. I have no idea if this is the optimal leveling route, but I'm just gonna wing it. But if you guys want the best leveling routes, I recommend you to check out wow-profession.com. They have really good leveling guides for professions for like all expansions as well. So that is a website I've been using forever and ever and ever. So already we need Ashara's Veil, but here I see this potion of illusion transforms the imbiber to look like someone else. This is actually something that I can see selling because it's kind of cosmetic, right? So let's make a few of this and see if we can sell them, because they have a sell rate of 31, not too bad. I think Ashara's Veil would be the hardest herb to get your hands on, but it is not needed in the potion of treasure finding, so I'm not probably gonna have to gather that as much, which I'm really happy about, because I think it's best to do that in like the water zone, which I don't really like to hang out in, right? So I'm pretty happy about that. But now it looks like we need fishes here and stuff to level. Albino cave fish. No idea where we fish this one. Maybe we actually have to try and go and get fishing now and see how it is. I have no idea if this is some rare fish or just regular fish. Let's hope it's a regular fish, because then it's easy to get, but I'm not sure. We could probably just keep on leveling, getting like other stuff as well as we see here, but maybe it's fun to try out some fishing as well. But let's go and post the potion of illusion and see if we can sell that. Also in cataclysm engineering, I realized that this craft is 2 volatile air, which gives us electrified ether. This one we could try to make, because I think we can farm the volatile air quite easily in the dungeon that is located in Uldum. So if we get there and try to farm some volatile air, I'm not sure how many you can get each run or something, but maybe it would be fun to try, and we would get some nice skill in kata engineering as well, so that's not too bad. So I think that's something that we're gonna have to look out for as well. So as you can see, there's just so much we can do and try to make gold, and it's so much fun, and I really do enjoy doing this, even though it is kind of grindy, right? Because we have to farm everything ourselves, but it opens up everything, and we're really utilizing everything in World of Warcraft right now, and I'm having a blast doing it. First thing now, try to get some albino cavefish. That feels like something good that we can do. This is also something that probably can sell good, the deepstone oil, since it requires fishing, and a lot of people will be lazy and not want to fish, so this is something maybe that we can sell for a lot of gold. So let's see how hard it is to get albino cavefish, or how easy it is. Okay, so we managed to get about 75 albino catfish now in about 25-26 minutes. A few herbs as well along the way, but nothing too much. My loot appraiser is showing insane prices at the moment for the albino cavefish. This is of course not true values. It's just the min buyout that I'm using at the moment. So the sale average is about 30 gold. So that would have been way worse, of course. That would have been like 2.3k in albino catfish in about 25 minutes. But let's send them over to our monk now and see how we can progress in alchemy. Okay, so let's begin by crafting our deep stone oils. But this craft should generally be insanely profitable, because if you look at this, if they are 30 gold average and this is 29 gold average, all the procs that you're getting is basically profit, or not even procs. Like the times where you get 2, you basically double your money. So this might be a really golden craft, even if you weren't farming your mats yourself, right? So that's really interesting to see. Okay, so we got some random transmute now here. We might as well do it in case we decide to drop transmutation later. Okay, we got volatile air and volatile earth. Nice, because volatile air we could use in engineering, so that's perfect. Okay, so we made it to level 50 in alchemy, but it looks like we need more advanced materials now, and we need to make the flasks. So now the hard leveling part begins, I feel like, because we need like 8 of every herb here and also the volatiles. So this is going to be interesting, but I think the next thing to do is actually head to Uldum then and do some gathering there for whiptail, and maybe even trying out the volatile air farm in a dungeon over there. So I think we got some work to do in Uldum, but let's post up our 109 deep stone oil. That's worth about 3.5k. Not too bad, not too bad. The herbs and kata is quite valuable, so if we weren't doing this challenge, they could probably sell for quite a decent amount as well. But since we got the volatile from the transmutation, we might as well try to make some electrified ether and post them on the auction house and see if they sell. Okay, so we have some nice items for sale right now, but not too much. I did some handful of obsidian bolts when I was grinding some obsidian ore, but this one has not been selling yet. I don't know if it's because the price is so high or if they aren't really selling. I guess it's kind of a niche thing, but the sell rate looks decent. So we'll see what happens with that. I also have like a bunch of herbs, ores, bars and stuff in my bag that I don't know yet what to do with them, because they can't really be used in anything valuable. They were used for leveling and I overgathered or something, I don't know. So we'll see what we end up doing with everything. But since we're not selling any bars on the auction house and not selling any materials, of course, we will see where everything ends up. But now we're gonna head to farm some elementum ore, some volatile air, some whiptail, like basically everything that we can gather in Uldum is our next step for this challenge for sure, because we need a lot of stuff from there. So let's head to Uldum. Okay, so we're done whiptail gathering now for about 20 minutes. We have 228 of them here and some more volatile life. We did one run of the dungeon. We got like 30 volatile air. I'm gonna look more into that later. Also, we gotten some elementum ore because I've also been taking the mining nodes. But now we have one of the materials needed for potion of treasure finding. I think it's time if we move to another zone and try to gather the other materials needed as well. I said to myself that I wanted to try to gather enough for 100 crafts, but I realized that will take some time since I only have 230 whiptail now after like 20 minutes. So I think we're gonna do 50 crafts because that would be around 200 whiptail, and we'll see how long it takes to gather all of the other materials as well. And we also gotta get the potion master skill in the alchemy as well, which I have no idea if that is hard or what we need to respec to that since we are transmutation master. I think it's time to log out to the monk, check that out, and then we're gonna see where we go and gather the next herbs. I totally forgot that we actually have to level up alchemy as well. So we're gonna need way more herbs and way more volatile life. But still, let's go to the trainer and see what we actually need for the potion of treasure finding. So we are going to spend quite a lot of time gathering, I think. I'm not sure how hard it is to get those kind of herbs. Heart Blossom has a high value, so I bet that one is way harder to get, but I have no idea. Okay, so before we unlearn Transmutation Master, let's just see if we have anything left to transmute. Yeah, we have 2 Arcanite bars. Let's do that. Nice, a proc, no proc, iron to gold, check Pandaria. We can do 1 riddle of steel. I'm not gonna gather the mat for the living steels right now because I really can't be arsed at the moment. But if we want to get back to Transmutation Master, getting 4 living steels is not that hard because we can just transmute it without being Transmutation Master. So it's really not a big problem, honestly. But let's unlearn Transmutation Mastery and see what Potion Master requires. Okay, so it requires Master Healing Potion, Master Mana Potion, and Potion of Luck. Okay, that is quite interesting. Okay, so that is from Mop. I see. That's not too hard to get, I feel like. So we just need Master Mana Potion. We need 2 Potion of Luck. Sadly, we just spent Golden Lotus, but I guess that's fine. So that one we can go and gather, but that's gonna be pretty fast to go and get, I feel like. We don't have to do that now, but we need to do that before we get the Potion of Treasure Finding, of course. Also, this one is maybe easy to skill with. Yeah, we'll see. I'll try to get max skill, and I'll try to gather some more math for the Potion of Treasure Finding here so we can progress with that. That's the plan for now. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just quickly want to say that I recently opened a Patreon. So if you want to support me on my journey to becoming a full-time creator and living my dream, please check it out in the pinned comment or description below. On the Patreon, I'm also posting written gold making guides. I have my TSM and PBS set up for flipping. I try to give as much as possible back to you guys for supporting me a little bit extra, but let's continue with the video. Okay, so we have some updates, guys. I have been gathering a lot, and I have actually unlocked the Vashir zone, which seems to have a lot of the storm vines and the Ashara's Veil here. So I have been farming and farming and farming here, and also the obsidian deposits. I'm not sure how much time I've spent here now, but probably like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Honestly, I don't really know, because I've been doing it like in small periods, like 20 minutes here and there, 20 minutes on stream, 20 minutes in the morning. So I'm not really sure, because it's like 1 or 2 days ago since I last recorded. But we have now storm vines and some Ashara's Veil, so I hope that we can level up on our alchemy and see if we can get to 75 skill, and that we can actually craft the Potion of Treasure Finding, because that is our goal right now, right? So let's see if we can get that. Also got the Reigns of Poseidus. I found a rare here that dropped him apparently. It was so random. I'm not really using that either way, right? Because it's already on my Battle.net account, but I'm not using it because travel form here is just good. It was one quest in this zone to unlock the sea legs, which makes me really fast in the water when I have the travel form. As you can see, I'm just surging by here, so it's really good. This farm has actually been really good so far. I've been like averaging, I think, 20k an hour with the prices, but I'm not sure if the price is a little bit high, so that might be the case. But we need to convert everything, of course, and I don't really know if there is a useful case for Ashara's Veil. I actually have no idea, but at least the obsidian ore and the storm mine we're gonna be able to use. So now we have some herbs here. We're missing still some cinder blooms, but they are way easier to get at least, so that's gonna be an easy grind. But we're gonna mail this over to our alchemist now and see if we actually can level up the alchemy a bit. I hope that we can. I hope that we can. Okay, so now we have the herbs here. We have some whiptails, we have some heart blossom, some Ashara's Veil, some storm wine, and some cinder bloom. So we have had quite a lot of cinder bloom here apparently. But let's see here what we can make to level up the cataclysm. The thing that we need as well now, when I think about it, is the Master Mana Potion and Potion of Luck. I totally forgot about it because like it takes some time to grind the stuff that we do. Here we have Flask of the Flowing Water. This would be a disaster if we have to make, because this one takes the materials that I feel like takes the longest time to farm. We can begin by doing one transmute of volatile element at least, because that can be easy skill point. We got 16 volatile fire, so that's some profit. Here we have Flask of the Steel Skin. This maybe is easy to get. I don't know where we get the Twilight Jasmine. Maybe it's in the Twilight Highlands. Most likely, it sounds like it. So that might be the next step that we need to do then for leveling. I thought we were actually gonna be able to level up our profession now, but I totally forgot that we don't want to spend the Storm Vine and Heart Blossom, because Heart Blossom was a pain to get. Storm Vine was easier, but at least I think so, but also harder. So spending the Cinder Bloom and Twilight Jasmine, I think, is the best way to go here. Unless we can find some other recipe that would be easy to craft, but I don't think so. We just need to get the 75 skill. Yeah, this one would be perfect because that's Ashara's Veil, and I don't really see what we can use it. It's just 4 skill points though. Okay, but we need to get some Twilight Jasmine. That's one thing, that's for sure. And we also need to get the Potion of Master done. So still some more work to do. Holy shit. But it's gonna be fast now. It's gonna be fast now. We just need some foolscap. This is easy to get, like really easy to get. So that's not a problem. The Twilight Jasmine is a bit more of a problem, but I might actually go and do the Master Mana Potion first and get the Potion Master. Okay, so now we mailed the Foolscap and 1 Golden Lotus. I hope that's enough to our alchemist, and we'll see if we can get the Potion Master. Let's hope so. Okay, so obviously this Golden Lotus isn't enough. We need 2, so we're gonna check the Spirit of Harmony vendor here. I do believe we can buy one here. Yeah, we buy this with the Spirit of Harmony now that we have, so we can actually go crafting here now, so we don't have to worry about more gathering. But let's collect the mail as well. There we go. So let's do the 12 crafts here now and get our 20 mana potions, and then we are able to get the Potion Master, which I'm so hyped about. And then we just have to do Twilight Jasmine farming mining, and we should be ready to go quite soon. I have been fighting for this, so hopefully we can make some gold with the potion master now and the potion of treasure finding. We'll see, but let's hope for the best. There we go. We are now potion master. Nice. That we love to see. That we absolutely love to see. So now we're gonna be able to proc on our crafts for potions. But let's once again go and gather some Twilight Jasmine. Okay, so now we have been gathering for like 20 minutes here, and we have gotten a lot of Elementium ore and some Twilight Jasmine, and of course some Cinder Blooms. It seems to be quite hard to get the Twilight Jasmine since I've been getting 152 of them in 21 minutes. So it's not like we are getting too many of them, sadly, but I think getting 150 now is gonna be able to push us quite some skill, and then we can also use the other materials just to try to get 75, because now I feel like our initial goal is really to get to 75 skill. Like we have to get that now so we can actually start crafting the potions and see if we can make some gold. So let's go ahead and mail over all of these Twilight Jasmines now, and we see what we can craft to get there. Oh my god, I didn't see before that we can actually make the mythical healing potion with the Twilight Jasmines. Okay, so this is gonna give us some easy skill then. Lol, that I didn't even know. Even though it's yellow, we can still craft this for a while to get probably to 60 skill maybe. Let's just see what the trainer offers. A Dream Emerald. Yeah, that's a transmutation. Okay. Yeah, let's keep on making this, I think. Okay, there we go. We got 60 skill with the potion of healing. That's really good. Okay, so now we have the option to make Flask of the Winds here, which should be our way to go, because we don't want to spend the Cinder Bloom. We rather spend the Ashara's Veil, I think. Let's hope I'm not incorrect here. The Flask seems to be very expensive and have a sell rate. I don't know why, but interesting at least. Okay, so now it's getting yellow here. It's not easy to get the last skill points here. That is for sure. I thought we were gonna have an easier time scaling up Alchemy and Cataclysm, but apparently not. When you have to gather the materials yourself, it gets pretty hard. Look at the other character here. It looks like we at least have a few of the gems, so we can maybe make 1 or 2 crafts. So we will definitely send them over first, so we don't have to waste so much herbs. I'm afraid like we're gonna get drained here on Whiptail, so I will be needing to do a lot more Whiptail farming, but that's totally fine as well, even though they were quite annoying to get. But I still think like it was one of the decent one to get at least. But let's send over the gems that we have. Okay, so we had a few gems. We can transmute 3 different ones here. 1 green, 1 yellow, and 1 red. If we're lucky, we get 3 skill points. If we're unlucky, we get 1. But I'm not even sure if we can do all of those in one day, but let's see. So we begin with the Ember Topaz. Let's hope we can do all of them. Okay, yeah, we can. Oh, we can even do them multiple times. Okay, we got 1 skill point and 2 skill points. Okay, so we got 2 skill points from that. This is gonna be draining, but I think this is the way to go. We're just making the transmute Flask of the Winds here. Let's hope for the best. I hope we can sell them as well, because that would be fantastic. 7. We got 1 skill point. We got another. Let's be lucky and get 1. No. Yes, there we go. Okay, we were quite lucky. We only needed to craft 4, so that I'm not unhappy about. We learned a lot of beautiful recipes there with the potion of treasure finding. We can already make 32 of them. It's lacking Whiptail here for sure. Potion of Deep Home. This one we're gonna try as well. We got some new transmute with a true gold here. This is expensive, but I guess if we need to convert those mats into something sellable for us, we can make the true gold. That's for sure. Same here. We should just make the Dream Emerald so we can sell it on the auction house, since we're not allowed to sell the other items. And the same with the Infernal Ruby. Let's just make that done so we can sell it. Now it's time. We're gonna do our first batch of potion of treasure finding. Let's see if we can be lucky here. We are supposed to get 32, but let's hope for the best with the procs here. Please give us a lot of procs. We need to make some gold. Okay, so we were quite lucky there in the end. We were gonna get 32, but we got 38. So that's at least something good, like 6 extra. Not too bad. Definitely not too bad. Let's try to make like 5 of the potion of Deep Home as well, and see if we can actually sell this. This is one that we definitely can make with our Shadow's Veil, because we have already been selling them. Spoiler, spoiler. A few of them, not many, of course, but we can make a few here and see, because this one can also proc. It's a potion, and this one could make us some good gold if we manage to sell it for a nice price. And we can also spend our Ashara's Veil here. Of course, we need a volatile life, but I do believe we get the volatile life. Like, we have a lot of them, so we are getting them when we are mining and herbing. So I think we're like not too off on them. There we got a proc. We got 2 extra, which is nice. I'm not gonna make too many though, but let's start by making like 50. It has a region average daily soul of 50, which is crazy, but let's see. We gotta start thinking now of not just selling items that will sell overnight. We gotta think in the long term that we can make items that will sell within a week or within like We don't have to just sell stuff that sells instantly anymore. Like, we can sell stuff that takes a little while for sure. Okay, but let's go and post up this on the auction house and we'll see if it actually sells. Like, I'm quite hyped about this now and see if we can sell the Potion of Illusion and the Potion of Treasure Finding. The Potion of Treasure Finding, it also only has a region daily sale average of 34, which is very low. I thought it was way higher. So maybe I've done a huge mistake now if we cannot sell them, but I do believe and I do hope that we will. Holy shit, the Arcanite bar market has been dropping a lot. I'm not sure what's going on, but they're down to 195, so maybe we are lucky that we went out of Transmutation Master. I'm not really sure. Potion of Treasure Finding down a little bit as well, but looking at our total auction house value now is 23,000, so we are building this up, but it's definitely not enough yet. But if we get more Whiptail, we can get more Potion of Treasure Finding. That is like our initial goal, I think, even though we might be overcrafting them if they have a low sell rate now. I thought they were selling way faster, but maybe it's because of the BOE bug that people are not farming now. Might be the case, but we have like herbs worth thousands of thousands here, so it would be really great to just get Whiptail so we can craft the last Potion of Treasure Finding at least, and then we can check what to do. But we're gonna stick with Potion Master now, that is for sure. We also, by the way, have a lot of bars that we're gonna make into stuff in engineering, because we are going to make a lot of the handful of bolts, because those we have a lot of obsidian bars soon, and we need to make more electrified ether with the volatile air that we have. We have not yet either went into any kind of outland crafting, which is not intentional, by the way. We are probably gonna do that, but I totally forgot about it. But I remembered it earlier that we have not done that yet, so maybe we should check that out. Not sure how hard it is or if there is any good crafts in terms of alchemy there, but maybe it is. We'll see. But prioritization now, farm Whiptail, get more potions, also go and craft the bars so we can get a lot of obsidian bolts going, so we can build our auction house with that. All ores have been converted now into bars. 350 obsidian bar, 120 elementium bar. I'm not sure if we can do anything with them. It would be nice if there were some elementum bolts, but I do believe there are none. But let's see, elementium bar. It looks like we can make an engineering bag, which is pretty huge, but hard to sell, I think. But 36 slot engineering bag. Some tackle box, not really sure what that's used for. We could probably craft some like niche stuff here. It looks like we have 2 toys here that we could be crafting potentially, but I'm not sure if that's going to be our market really. So we'll see what we do with the elementium bars overall. I actually have no idea. But to begin with, we're gonna make a heck ton of obsidian bolts, because that we can actually sell on the auction house. But we can make 1 elemental toolbox here. That is like not bad. Maybe we should even use it ourselves. I'm not sure yet, but we will post it. The sell rate isn't the best, but maybe we're lucky, you know. But I'm just gonna make all of the bolts now and post them up on the auction house. So I accidentally somehow have added my volatile air to my TSM operation, so I accidentally posted 31 volatile air on the auction house. I haven't received them yet in the mail, but I just wanted to let you know. So I bought back 31 of them just so we don't actually make any gold by selling them. So I even lose 5%, I guess, to the cut, but that's totally fine. So I sold 31 of them. Just as I realized it, they sold. So I had to buy 31 back, okay? Just wanted to let you know so I keep it transparent. I don't know why, but now you know at least that I did that mistake. We're not getting that much sales yet, which is kind of sad, but I have a plan for today on stream to start working on the outland professions. So I do really think that the more crafts we get, the more diversification we can have, of course, and the more sales we can have. The items that we're selling doesn't have the best sell rate, right? I'm not really staying on top all the time, undercutting and like being the cheapest. So we aren't really getting too much sales at the moment, which is quite sad, but it doesn't really matter because we just need to keep build our auction house and get more and more value, and we will eventually see sales just raining in. But I think the plan for now then is start working on my outland professions. So starting to leveling mining and herbalism and engineering and alchemy in outland. I'm not sure how hard it is, how expensive it is. Also soon I need to start investigating vendor recipes for like the professions that we have, in case we can get some nice crafts in. I think it should be some recipes here and there that actually can give us some nice sell rate items. So I think we need to start looking into that soon. But I'm also once again working a little bit on stacking up on the materials for Potion of Treasure Finding. I do think that we are going to be quite quite successful with this, even though the sell rate is low now, even though that we have a lot of them that hasn't sold yet, but the prices on them is a bit down, so I'm not really staying on top of it now either. But I do think those are gonna be successful for us in this challenge, so I better gather some more so we can craft some more of this. Okay guys, it is now mailbox opening time, but let's first discuss a little bit what I've been doing. So yesterday at stream at twitch.tv/ElonCS, I actually decided to level up some Outland engineering and some gathering and of course alchemy in Outland as well. However, after doing it for a while, I realized it was quite bad because I was getting so low gold per hour while gathering. I was getting so low amount of materials, so I was really unhappy about it. And I think actually we're not gonna put that much more effort into Outland stuff because it seems to be not the best. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I don't have the good recipes. Maybe I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. I think we're gonna put that aside and keep going with the other expansions in the next episode, where we're probably gonna go for additional expansions and level them up and see what they offer. But if you remember in the beginning of the episode, I said that I wanted to make a WoW token in this episode. Like that was my goal. I can tell you, I overestimated myself by a shit ton. We are not gonna make a WoW token in this episode. Actually, we've been quite unlucky with the sales. Just because I'm recording now, we are getting sales, which is really weird. But I've been very, very unlucky with sales previously, or I'm just having items that's selling slow. That I know as well. And there are actually fairly high competition on this, so I'm not really sure, but I think it's gonna be great when we have more items and more diversification, as I always say. But as you might know, we went quite hard into the potion of treasure finding. What I didn't know is that they were selling this extremely slow. I thought they were gonna sell way faster. I thought they had a way higher sell rate. I guess they are very hurt by the loot bug that is in the game right now. That makes it very hard for people to actually use them while farming, I guess. So I guess their sell rate is taking a hit because of that. At least that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they have always been selling this slow, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So we went heavy into that. I don't know if it's a mistake. It's probably good for us long term. Like they will eventually sell, but we cannot like keep crafting because we will end up with way too many because we are not selling them at a fast pace at all, sadly. But we have a 48,000 auction house value right now, and I'm quite happy about that. I think we could have done better. I've actually been investing quite a lot of time now into this, so I was expecting a little bit more, but if we were to have all of that items sold, of course, we would have a larger mailbox and I would have been way more happy. But I'm still very happy on how we are doing right now. And also, I'm having a blast. Once again, guys, I'm saying it every episode. I'm having so much fun doing this, experimenting with all of the professions, all of the expansions. I'm having a blast. It's so much fun. So I'm just seeing this as a really, really fun thing. And I think that in the next episode, we will actually make our first WoW token, which is nice. But let's go ahead, open the mailbox now, what we all have been waiting for, and see how much gold we end up with after this episode. Okay, so we're looking at a mailbox of 46,000 gold. It is decent, guys. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I'm happy about it, but I could have been way, way more happier, of course. Looking at it so far in terms of sales, we have some treasure finding potions selling here and there. Also, we got the ghost dye recipe from a vendor. That I forget to tell you. We did get this from a vendor in Feralas. We learned it. We went to Ungoro Crater and we did some ghost mushroom farming in the cave. Basically, you can kind of AFK farm it. You gather everything, log in, do something else, log back in, and all have respawned. It's such a weird cave with so much mushrooms. I think you can gather 19 mushrooms before you have to log out and wait for a while until all have respawned. It's decent, but it's actually an item that seemed to be selling a little bit at least. It's definitely something that we can add to our sell list, which I'm happy about. I'm not sure how much profit or good it is, but at least it seemed to be selling a little bit because here we have 9 more selling, which is nice. Then we have some gunpowder, which is from the ghost iron bars that we've been gathering in Pandaria. Some more potion of treasure finding. Ghost iron bolts selling. They seem to be a lot easier to sell than the obsidian bolts. The obsidian bolts is probably way too expensive to actually sell fast as well. Deepstone oil selling. It's selling very slow. I was hoping this one would be a moneymaker for us, but it's selling too slow. Like we are barely selling them. Like 3 here, 10 there. I hope we can start to get more lucky about that. Handful of fell iron bolts, as you can see from Outland. 46 of them, 1.4k. I feel like it's so bad price because it took so long time to gather that fell iron. So I think that's not something actually that we're gonna come back to. Huge one here is 80 potion of illusions, which I'm really, really happy about. This is definitely something that we're gonna keep crafting and I hope for more sales. We haven't seen this kind of success after this, so maybe we were just lucky here, you know? But still, a good sell. More fell iron bolts, potion of illusion. So we totally sold 125 there. That's probably why I recrafted, because I saw that we sold all of them. Fell iron casing, once again engineering in Outland, potion of treasure finding, some vermilion onyx and stuff that we transmuted, potion of luck, some obsidian bolt selling, selling, which is nice. The electrified ether, I was talking about farming the volatile air. We should probably do that a bit more because this electrified ether can sell pretty fast, I think. Solid blasting power, not bad. Handful of obsidian bolts, 86 here, nice. And 102 here. Okay, so we have actually been selling a couple of hundred of them. I didn't remember that, actually. That's good. That's good. That's good. That I'm happy about. Some touring widgets. As you can see, 24 days here, so it is like a week ago since we started this. Okay, I hope that you like the weekly Sunday schedule of these videos, by the way, because I feel like that's a good time to post them, and I feel like I have enough time to do some gold making in between them, so we actually can progress before every episode. But I hope this will ramp up as well, so we don't make 50k every episode. That's not my plan. My plan is to ramp up and we make like way more in the future. So that's my plan. But let's open the mailbox and see how much we end up with in total. Okay, so after everything, we have a total of 98,800, which is definitely not too bad, but we are not close to a token yet. We're like 1/4 the way there, sadly. That's fine, I guess. Okay, so it's 374k now, a little bit cheaper. But I hope you guys enjoy this kind of challenge. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel. Imagine we can hit that 20k someday. Leave a like on the video, guys. Check out the Patreon if you want to support your brother a little bit extra. But don't forget, you are the best. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.